first of all, I agree with your point. We've had oil price shocks, over the last 40, 50 years. And I think it gets back to our holiday from history is over. We sometimes forget, what has actually occurred in the past and inevitably will occur again. I agree with the Venezuela, very, interesting and important to realise what the objectives were for the US, not just with a regime in Venezuela, but in terms of control of that precious commodity. When you think about geostrategy and you talk about conflict, the critical consumables are basically fuel and munitions. And you need fuel. You need energy. You need energy for economies. And you need fuel, obviously, to make sure that you are strong as you need to be as a nation, including your militaries as well. So I think it's really focused on where that supply is coming from for countries like Australia, how much reserves we actually do have, where we're coming at, what
reserves do we have?
Well, obviously many will talk about 14 days. If that's a fact, then that's absolutely concerning. And the Straits of Hormuz.
That's sovereign risk. I mean, that's outrageous.
Absolutely.
We put ourselves in that years ago. We put ourselves in that position.
And sovereignty is an interesting word. It's not just about sovereignty. It's about control, making sure we are control. We are self-reliant in our alliance systems and our access to energy and to the right fuel. And be assured, I actually do think renewables have a future. I think nuclear energy has a future. It's all part of the mix. But right now we have to
tell that to the Brits at the moment.
You're correct. So so we've got to make sure that it's all part of the mix, but we actually have to assure ourselves right now that we actually have the energy supplies that we need. Now, the Straits of Hormuz, having been through that strait many times on naval vessels, you realise how important it is, how vulnerable it is, and in terms of the tonnage of fuel that goes through there every single day, you realise that if it is choked, if it is, then it is going to have a significant
What is it, 20% of the world's supply or more?
That's what I understand. So, I mean, of course, US is, almost self-reliant, but certainly countries that we obviously have significant trading relationships with, such as Japan, China, etc., absolutely are reliant, as other partners do, on that oil and that fuel that's coming through the Straits of Hormuz.